Hey guys, Ty Cohen here, and we're back for another amazing training. Now, this one is something that's near and dear to my heart, and I'll tell you why. Right now, I'm with my family, my wife, my two kids, and we've got a special little guest with us, little Layla, our 2-year-old, and we're traveling across the country in an RV. That's right. So it's been something that I've wanted to do since I was like 15, and I think it was about 2 weeks ago, my wife said, you know what, why don't we do it? And within 24 hours, we were up and running. We rented an RV, we jumped in, and we didn't have any plans. We just said we're going to wing it. So now you're probably wondering, well, how do you do that? Like, how do you leave your job, or how do you have the financial freedom or freedom of time to do that? And as you guys know, I am passionate about Kindle publishing, and one of the genres that I am the most passionate about and that produces the most amount of income for me is one that's going to be shown on this training by my good buddy Jay. As a matter of fact, Jay Boyer, who some of you may know, he actually got his start online in 2009. Think about that. And he built a profitable business on Amazon as an affiliate marketer, an e-commerce seller, and a digital publisher. Then in 2012, he decided to publish his first children's book with his 8-year-old son, Joe, and it quickly shot to #1 Amazon bestseller. Since then, he's had over a dozen #1 bestsellers and has earned as much as $45,000. That's right, $45,000 in passive royalties in a single month just by publishing little 28-page kids books, I should say, to Amazon's Kindle Direct publishing platform. Now, what's even better about that is that Jay has shown thousands of people from across the planet, most of whom have never even heard of this fun and lucrative business model before, how to generate multiple streams of passive income, as well as simply creating their own business by uploading their own little children's books to the Amazon Kindle marketplace. And if that's something that you are interested in as well, then you're in the right place at the right time right now, because he's going to teach you step by step how to easily create and illustrate a kid's book to Amazon within 48 hours. Yes, within 2 days, and quickly publish it to Amazon so that you can start generating thousands of dollars per month in royalties for years to come. This is how I'm able to do it, folks. This is how I'm able to jump up at a moment's notice, literally within 24 hours, jump in an RV and travel across the country and still have income coming in. So I don't want to spoil it too much. I want my good buddy Jay to show you how this is done. So Jay, are you there?
I'm here, buddy. I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you loud and clear. Now, here's the thing. So I'm always looking to learn from the best, and I consider you to be one of the best of the best. So
Oh,
I've
gosh.
got my AirPods on here. I've got my pen. I've got my pad. I'm going to take some notes here. And folks, if you're listening, I want you to do the exact same thing, because this is going to be a life changer for you. This is the best moment. There's no moment like now to actually start publishing Kindle children's books, I should say. And I want you to just like really focus. I want you to do something that has been kind of challenging for all of us lately, and that is to focus and give Jay your undivided attention. That means put away Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of the distractions. Tell your husband, your wife, your kids, I need the next hour and a half alone, because this is going to benefit us all. So, Jay, it's your show. Take it over, my friend.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for that very kind introduction. I'm so pleased to be here. Thanks for inviting me, Ty. I really appreciate it. And yeah, if you can give me some feedback, let me know. You should be looking at a blue and white slide that says how to write and publish a best-selling children's book to Amazon over the weekend and collect thousands per month in royalties. If you can see that, please type the #1 into the questions box, and I'll know that we're cooking with gas, that you can hear me, that you can see the screen. Fantastic. One more thing, let me put this out there. I just want to sort of gauge where you're at so I can tailor this presentation to you. Have you ever published anything at all to Amazon? Have you ever published to Kindle at all? Yes or no? Just type it into the questions box either way so that I know. Okay, I see some yeses. I see some not too surprised about that with Ty's audience here. I see a couple no's, but I want to let you know, yes or no, it doesn't matter if you've never published a Kindle before, because as Ty mentioned, you're going to be able to move forward with this within 48 hours, just like lots of my students have. Okay, and I'm going to show you how on this presentation. Uh, One thing I want to start off with kind of like my Superman origin story. I'm a big Marvel Comics fan, and I want to let you know how I got started with this. You're looking at a picture of myself and my son Joe a couple years back. Actually, Joe's 16 years old now. He's almost got his license, but this was 8 years ago. I remember sitting on the edge of his bed. It used to be cool for me to actually read a book with Joe, with my son, and when he was 8 years old. And one of these nights, I sat down and he looked at me and he said, "Papa, what about writing a book together instead of reading a book?" And he knew that I was messing around with Kindle publishing, and he thought it might be a fun thing to do. And I said, "That's a great idea, Joe." And within 5 minutes' time, we went over to Amazon. We found our children's book niche that we're currently publishing to. And 5 minutes time, 48 hours, I should say, 5 days later, we had written and illustrated our book. We published it to Amazon, and it shot to #1 bestseller. And I want to let you know that since then, what kind of started out as a fun family project grew into a fairly amazing income. This is one of the surprises of my lifetime, but we ran with it. And since then, we have as Ty mentioned, generated as much as $45,000 pure profit, pure royalties in a single month on Amazon. And if that sounds like something that you can get behind and you're excited about, let me know. Just type heck yeah into the questions box. Thanks for your feedback. Yeah, this is an interactive experience here. I need your feedback here. Heck yeah, says John, Gani, Mary, Sakina, Martin, Joy, Phyllis, right on. Okay, well, let's do it. By the way, I've also, I should say, got these books selling not just in Amazon, but in Barnes and Noble. You're looking at a picture of me. I think this was taken in the last holidays. And I walked into Barnes and Noble and I made a beeline for the children's books department, as I usually do. And lo and behold, to my amazement and delight, I saw my book sitting right next to Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Jeff Kinney, the author of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, is sort of my hero as a children's book publisher. And so this was a thrill of a lifetime. Just to let you know, yeah, you can be making sales in Amazon. You can also be making sales in big box retail stores as well. My promise to you, and I want you to hold this to me, hold my feet to the fire, is I'm about to give you all the information that you're going to need in order to research and write and publish a best-selling children's book to generate massive passive income streams. Yeah, that's right. Just as Ty said, this is how you are able to have the flexibility in your life, in your time, in your schedule to take off and just go on vacation because you want to. Yeah. And as I said, like, I'm going to show you how to do this 48 hours from right now. And if that sounds like too bold of a promise, if it sounds like I'm if it sounds like maybe putting you on a little bit, well, I'm going to leave it for you to decide. But by the time you get to the end of this presentation, I hope that you're going to see that, hey, I'm being straight with you. And here's some actual comments from some folks who were sitting in exactly where you were and watching the same presentation that you did. Josh said, "I started my first children's book 5 minutes after watching the webinar. It took me 2 hours to complete." Gloria said, "I now know that it's possible to build a residual income from Kindle publishing." Again, we're going to be talking a lot about. This is not the last time that you've heard me talk about massive passive residual income streams from Kindle publishing. In any case, yeah, just so that you know that I'm for real, I like to show as much as I tell. Again, here's another screenshot. This is just Kindle profits, just ebook profits dropping into my bank account in a single month, 9,286 just from these children's books. Sure, I'm having success with the process that I'm about to reveal to you, but this is what keeps me going, and this is the thrill of a lifetime for me. So are my students like Jared, who's publishing #1 bestseller after #1 bestseller in the kids book niche. Here's some other students. Actually, these ladies are from Australia, and so if you're wondering, maybe you're not located in the continental US, can you do this? The answer is absolutely yes, because Karen and Katrina said we've published almost 40 books on Amazon and are making up to $10,000 per month. You showed me how to do it, and I'm about to show you how to do it as well. If you stay until the very end, I absolutely recommend that you do. I'm going to do something special for everyone who's hanging out. I'm actually going to be showing you my #1 best-selling and most profitable children's book niche. You may laugh out loud when I tell you what it is, because it's kind of ridiculous. But in any case, this is the very same niche that I have sold millions of dollars worth of books over at Amazon. I'm only publishing to this niche, and so it's going to be worth your while to hang out for me to reveal this this secret niche to you. Little information before we get going. If this is your first training with me, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. Again, my name is Jay Boyer. I live in the beautiful city of Prescott, Arizona. You can see myself and my family. We love hanging out outdoors because the weather is absolutely perfect all the time here. Um, I'm also a top 500 Amazon author. I've scored over a dozen #1 best-selling children's books. Yes, at this point, this is all that I am publishing is children's books to Kindle. You're about to see why. I generate 7 figures every year with my digital publishing business, of which my kids book publishing is a subset of that. But I will let you know that out of everything that I do in my online business, my kids book publishing business is the absolute most fun thing that I do. And I've been fortunate to be a speaker at many self-publishing and online marketing conferences. Maybe I met you at Russell Brunson's Funnel Hacks event a couple years ago. In any case, a little bit about me. I've also helped thousands of students from all over the world publish and profit from their books on Amazon. And as I said, you are going to be the next one. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it on this presentation from soup to nuts. I'm also the founder of what I humbly consider to be the #1 self-publishing community online. It's called Apex Authors. It's a private group. And we currently have, I have to update this picture, currently have almost 4,000 members in there. And I have possibly the coolest elevator speech on the planet. And let me tell you exactly what I mean when I say that. I get this all the time. I have folks that know that I work from home and want to know what I do. And I get the question, all that the dreaded question. I used to hate this. What do you do online? It used to be really hard for me to describe and explain to people how I make a living online. But I tried this on Versailles a couple years ago, and it just seemed to fit with me. So when I get that question, what do you do online? I turn to them and I look them straight in the eyeballs and I said, hey, I'm a children's book author. Sometimes I say I'm a best-selling children's book author. And that just seems to resonate with me, and it really fits and makes me feel good. And if that's something that you wouldn't mind being able to call yourself when you get that dreaded question, then you are in the right place at the right time here today. Don't go anywhere. Okay, a little bit more on my Superman origin story. Of course, I wasn't always a best-selling Amazon children's book author. I didn't sort of, drop from the heavens with that intrinsic knowledge in my brain. In fact, not too long ago, it seems like a lifetime ago for me, but I actually had a carpentry business on the North Shore of Chicago for almost 17 years until it all came crashing down in the last financial collapse of 2008, 2009. The real estate market crashed. I ended up with no work, no clients. My business essentially quit on me. And I was freaking out, to say the least. I was just trying to pay the bills. I was trying to pay the mortgage, do regular stuff, right? But I was in a bind, to say the least. Maybe you know someone who experienced that. Maybe God forbid, maybe you're experiencing that now. If that's the case, I recommend that you pay a little extra attention to this presentation here today, because this could change things for you just like it changed things for me. But long story short, I had a friend who started publishing to this brand new platform called Kindle that Amazon had set up. And he was publishing short little books to Kindle, 25 pages, 35 pages, and he was doing quite well. And so I jumped in with both feet. I made every mistake in the book because I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have someone that was going to show me, like I'm going to show you on this presentation, exactly what to do step by step. But in any case, made every mistake in the book until I finally started making some sales and figuring this thing out. And I'm going to reveal to you everything that I learned over the last 10 years since then, so that you can jump in with both feet and do the same thing. And having said all that, if there's one thing that I want you to take from this presentation, please let it be this, okay? If I can do this, if a washed up old carpenter can do this, if an 8-year-old boy can do this, then surely you can do it too, and I'm gonna show you how. Before we get started, my lawyer made me say this, a little earnings disclaimer. I've showed you some fairly eye-popping income figures and results on this presentation so far, but I want to let you know you will most likely not be earning thousands of dollars per month from the very first children's book that you publish. Maybe that probably stands to reason. as I said, hey, when I got started, I just wanted to cover the bills. I had a mortgage to pay. I just wanted to put some groceries on the table. And again, if that's you, I hope, God forbid, that's not the case. But if it is, if you are in a financial bind right now, then hey, I urge you to pull up a pad and paper and take some notes, because this could help. This could be just what the doctor ordered. And if you're wondering, I get this question a lot. Especially, showing $45,000 in royalties in a single month. Some people want to know, how many books do I have to publish to create results like that, Jay? And your results may vary, but I just want to, be 100% transparent with you. I currently have 16 children's books published to Amazon, certainly more than one, but we're not talking hundreds or thousands of books. So I hope that you're excited about that as well. Speaking of excited, are you ready? Give me some feedback. Let me know that you're out there. Let me know that you're alive. Let me know that you're excited to move forward. Are you ready to discover the 3 secrets to publishing a best-selling children's book? Martin says, I'm ready. Lisa, ready. Yvonne, Adrian, Linda, totally ready. All right, let's do it. I am about to reveal to you secret number 1, how to come up with a best-selling book idea in 3 minutes time. Yes, even if you've never done anything like this before, and I can see from my question in the beginning of this presentation that that's the case for most people, okay? Don't worry, I didn't either. I'm gonna show you how. Secret number 2, how to load up your children's books with amazing illustrations that kids are gonna love. Yes, even if you are a non-designer like me and you can't even draw a straight line. And secret number 3, how to publish and launch your children's books quickly and easily and send them straight to the Amazon bestsellers list in less than 48 hours. That's all headed your way. Let's do this. Let's talk about secret number 1, and this is very important. Please write this down, okay? Please, please, please. This is where so many people who try to publish a kid's book go wrong out of the gates if they don't know better, okay? But now you're gonna know better. Please do not try and reinvent the wheel. Please write that down, because doesn't it make sense to simply model children's books that have already proven to be successful and are already selling like crazy over in Amazon? Doesn't that make sense to just model what's already working? Yeah, here's the $1 million question. How do you find those books? Put your fingers on the keyboard. Give me some feedback. How do you find those books that are already selling well, that are already proven to be successful, and that you can model? Where do you go? Where do you find those? Give me some feedback. Michael, you got it. He says the Amazon, yeah, the Kindle bestsellers list. This is exactly where we're going to be going. We're actually going to be taking a field trip so that you're going to know right now, not from 6 months ago or 6 years ago, right now what's selling, okay? So that you're going to know what books that you can model as well. Don't go anywhere. We're going to head over there in just a minute, and just as an aside, this is exactly where I went with Joe when he said, let's write a book together. And I said, what kind of book do you want to write? And he said, I just want it to be funny. And I said, I know exactly where to go. And we're going to head over there today in our tour, our research tour of the Amazon Kindle Children's Book Marketplace. Let me start this off by sort of writing my love letter to children's book publishing and let you know why this is the only self-publishing niche that I am currently writing to and publishing books to. Why children's books? Well, number 1, it's a huge and evergreen market. It's been around forever. Maybe you remember reading children's books with your own parents or grandparents, and your kids' kids are going to be doing the same thing, whether it's in ebook format or paperback format or both. This is not going anywhere, and kids' books are actually growing. The kids' book market is growing year after year. Also, these are largely image-based. We're talking children's books here. We're not talking about writing the great American novel, which means that there's not a lot of story involved or writing involved, which means that maybe you flunked high school English class, or maybe English is your second language. Don't worry about it. These are largely image-based. Some of these books have less than 100 words in them. Children's books are also incredibly formulaic, which makes them easy and fast to write and publish to Amazon over and over and over again. And let me show you something. Let me show you what I mean by how formulaic these children's books are. Give me some feedback. You should be looking at this mind map here with this goofy wizard. It's called I call it the children's books kids books idea wizard. If so, give me yes or no. Let me know. You can see this. Anyone use mind maps? I used to hate mind maps, but I use them all the time. This is actually what you're looking at here is a document that I used to. It's filled with 8 years worth of research that I used to have scattered all over my hard drive and Google Drive and the cloud, etc. And one of my students suggested that I consolidate it and put it in a single document. And I thought a mind map would be a great way to display it. So again, to show you and illustrate this idea of how formulaic these kids' books are, I have data from 8 years worth of the best-selling kids' books ever. So let's talk about formula. Let's talk about the most popular characters that you're going to find in best-selling children's books, like animals, apes and birds and bugs and cats and cows and dinosaurs and dogs, right? Farm animals, right? Think Charlotte's Web, pigs, sharks, creepy crawlers like spiders, yeah? Does that make sense? You can do well with any one of these animal characters for your first children's book. Let's talk about some other formulaic characters that show up over and over and over again in the best-selling children's books, period. Like fantasy characters, princes and princesses. Boy, that's about as old as the hills. Think of Grimm's fairy tales, right? Pirates, Greek gods. Rick Riordan has built a career on just writing children's books about the kids of Greek gods. So certainly a very viable characters there. Fairies and elves. We have some fantasy characters here, spooky ones, right? Like vampires and werewolves, etc. So any and all of these fantasy characters you can do you can score a best-selling children's book with. Also family characters, as you might think. Okay, we're talking certainly brothers and sisters and moms and dads, grandfathers, uncles, etc. And here's the cool thing. Some of these, when you just selecting a couple family characters, so you start imagining, you start thinking. Sometimes these stories practically write themselves. Think about this, for example. What if you wrote a book about maybe a 7-year-old girl and her parents bring home a baby brother, and she has to think about what it means to be a big sister and be a good example, maybe not get all the attention. Yeah, do you think a book like that might do well? Do you think a brand new mom might buy a book like with a story like that, a simple story like that, and read it for her child after she brings home a baby? Yeah, absolutely. This is exactly what we're talking about in terms of stock characters, right? Now imagine this, and this is where it gets interesting, and this is where ideas really start to spark. Imagine combining any one of these characters that we just talked about here with a learning concept, like any one of these. For example, let me open up this health and hygiene. How to brush your teeth. Now, think of an animal character with lots of teeth, right? Like a shark, Sharky the shark. What if you wrote a book about 5-year-old Sharky the shark, who to his mom's eternal dismay doesn't do a good job brushing his teeth or hates brushing his teeth? So how easy would it be for you to write a book about 5-year-old Sharky the shark? His mom says, "You didn't brush your teeth yet," marches him upstairs, picks up his toothbrush, page 2, put some toothpaste on the toothbrush, page 3. Page 4, he brushes his 1,000,001 shark teeth. Page 5, spits out in the sink, rinses. Page 6, he has brilliantly sparkly, shark teeth, right? I'm just making it up here, but can you see how easily, these stories almost write themselves simply by combining some of these formula elements, right? Characters, concepts, etc., together in this way. Mary says, "Baby shark brushes his teeth." Yeah, right? So does this make sense to you? Any light bulbs flashing? Can you see how easy it is to come up with these stories based upon formula elements in this way? Sakina says, yes. Okay, great. Well, let's move on here. I got lots more to show you. Another reason why I love and only publish to this children's book niche is because they can be outsourced cheaply. They can be 100% outsourced as well, which means that, if you're not an illustrator like me, you're not going to need to be, because you can outsource that for pennies on the dollar. I'm going to show you how to do that. Martin says, ideas popping. This business can be easily scaled. Think in terms of a book series. What's the first thing you're going to do after you score your #1 children's book? publish book number 2 in the same series, and then book number 3, book number 4, every 30 days. That's how you scale up. And that's how you go from maybe a hobbyist children's book publisher to a full-time stay-at-home, quit your day job, yeah? Children's book publisher. And you get to do cool stuff like Ty, who just took off for 3 weeks and said, let's go to Florida. This is how you do it. And finally, these books are super fun to write and publish. I hope that you're going to get, I know you're going to get a sense of that. Maybe you have a sense of that already in this presentation as we move forward here. Okay, another thing I want to show you as part of this introduction to children's book publishing, please write this down. This is super important. I'm about to show you how to reverse engineer a #1 best-selling children's book in 4 steps, okay? Starting with step number 1. Find a niche or a topic or a trend or a character that's already selling well in the Kindle marketplace. We already have some ideas from that mind map that I showed you, but for the example of, just for the sake of what we're doing, let's take joke books. Joke books are as evergreen as it gets. I read joke books when I was a kid, maybe you did as well, but let's just use that for this example. So we've got our niche, right? Joke books. Step number 2, identify the demographic or the age group of that child related to that trend. So who's buying joke books? Who loves joke books? Well, as a dad of a boy and a former boy myself, I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that 8 to 10-year-old boys absolutely love joke books. So we've identified that our target market, our ideal customer. Step number 3, combine that, right? Combine this idea of joke books with another trend that very same demographic is interested in. So what else are 8 to 10-year-old boys interested in? Let's go with zombies. Zombies are, again, another evergreen character, made even more popular because of games like Minecraft and TV shows like Walking Dead, right? So this is it. Now you're ready. We've got joke books. We've got these 2 evergreen trends. And it's kind of the mashup at this point. Joke books with zombies. You're ready to reverse engineer your own children's book by adding other formula elements, adding your own voice, adding cool illustrations in your other secret sauce. Does that make sense? Do you think you can do that? Even more important, give me a yes or no. Do you think you can do that? Does that sound simple enough for you? Okay, great. Hey, Elliot, John, Fatima, Lindley, Mary, great, because that's literally all that it takes to score #1 best-selling children's book that's going to be generating massive passive royalties for you on Amazon for years and years to come. So who's ready to take a field trip? Who wants to do some hands-on research in the kids book marketplace so that you're going to know, again, the types of books that are selling right now that you can and should be modeling for your first children's book? Let's do it. All right, let me see if I'm in the right place here. Hang on, I'm gonna pause the screen and I'm gonna head over to, okay, I'm gonna unpause the screen here and let me know. You should be looking at the page that says Amazon bestsellers. This is actually the Kindle bestsellers list. If so, type the number 2 in the questions box. Let me know that you've actually followed me over to my Firefox browser. Okay, great. Now what you're looking at here, this is what I call the big dog list. This is the top 100 best-selling books period in Amazon. And of course, we can be a little bit more targeted. We can dial this in a little bit more simply by clicking in this left-hand sidebar, this category called children's books of all time. And so this is the big dog list for the children's books. This is the best-selling children's books on Amazon right now. And what I want you to see, I mean, certainly we've got Harry Potter here, right? The J.K. Rowling series. This is the new Suzanne Collins, the new Hunger Games books. But right next to that, right next to those books that everybody knows, and million dollar children's book authors are self-published authors, like The Bad Seed, right? Like Pete the Cat, which started out as a self-published book. Again, Shel Silverstein, this is a book that I read as a kid myself. This is as well known as it gets. And right next to that, you've got Mac and Cheese, which is a self-published book author. Here's a Splat the Cat, another self-published children's book author. Here's another one. What if you had animal teeth, right? Are you getting the message? Here's another one, How to Catch a Monster. My point is here, look at this one, Caliente Frio. That's right, Spanish language children's books are selling like crazy, which is another way to make money with this business model. Because what if you publish a best-selling children's book to English, you can absolutely just get it translated and publish the same thing and generate another source of income from the very same content with a Spanish language version. So can you see? Can you see what I'm looking at here? Specifically, you don't have to be Disney, right? You don't have to be J.K. Rowling. You don't have to be the author of Harry Potter in order to score a best-selling book here in the Kindle marketplace. This is as democratic as it gets. And I want you to know that you can do this too. That's why I'm showing you this here. Okay, so let's dig a little bit deeper. This is where it gets interesting because we can drill into specific subcategories of this children's book, larger children's book category. We were talking about animals before. Let's look at the best-selling animal books inside the kids book marketplace. And what I like to do here, it's kind of a fun exercise, is just sort of an unscientific poll, scroll down and just looking at the characters on the covers of these animal kids books, see what animal characters are coming up over and over and over again. Again, we are modeling what's already working. So if we find a best-selling animal character, maybe we use it for our own. So let's have a close look. I mean, just scrolling down, there's a cat, there's a sponge, there's a rabbit, here is a snake, there's a cat, there's another cat, there's a dinosaur, there's a fox, there's a dog. Do you see any recurring animal characters? If so, type them into the questions box. Here's another cat, there's a mouse, there's a cat, there's a bunny, there's a pig. What is it? What do you see? Yeah, certainly cats, for sure. I've seen rabbits a couple times here. I've seen dogs a couple times. But again, we're modeling what's already working. And so, you know, it may make sense if you're writing a children's book that isn't specific to a certain animal, that doesn't have to be, you know, a spider character like Charlotte's Web. If your story doesn't hinge on that, you may consider publishing a book with a cat as the main character, because cat books seem to be selling really well right now. Does that make sense? Give me a yes or no. Let me know that you're with me as we head back over to, okay, Elliot, Linda, Mary, cool. So that's the animal. We've checked out some of the most popular animal kids books. Let's dig into another category here. Let's go to the humor category. And remember, I told you I was going to show you exactly where I went with Joe 8 years ago when he said, I just want to, let's write a funny book together. And I said, I know exactly where to go to do some research. We came right here to the humor category. Let's see what's selling right now, because we found our best-selling humor book literally within 3 minutes time. It's the very same topic that we're publishing right now. I think we have over 13 books published just on this particular book that we found right here in the humor category. So let's have a look here. There's vegetables in underwear. I have no idea what that is. Puppy Dog Pals, Bingo and Raleigh's Jokes. Remember, we're talking about two trending characters or topics or niches, combining them. This is exactly what I'm talking about here. I couldn't have picked out a better example. This person's doing a dog joke book. Pretty cool, right? Can you see what I'm talking about? Look at this big book of silly jokes, more jokes, laugh out loud joke books. If you were doubting me that joke books are still selling like crazy, look no further than this humor category. Here's silly jokes for silly kids. Interesting, right? Here's another example. Look at this. Diary of a Minecraft Creeper. Remember, we're talking about this mashup idea, combining a couple evergreen elements or topics. This is an interactive experience, and I want you to learn here, right? As we do this, as we're doing this research. So give me a couple things that this particular author is combining here for this book here, this best-selling children's book, Minecraft books, Diary of a Minecraft Creeper, Attack of the Barking Spider. Interesting, yeah. Jimmy's got it. He's like Minecraft and Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Here's a tip here. If you're sort of stumped as to what to title your book, your children's book, you could do worse than Diary of a Blankety Blank, okay? So here we go. This is what we're talking about. Remember, we're talking about scaling up. Look at this. Look what this author's doing. Look how many other Diary of a Minecraft Creeper books it has here, yeah? And so the idea is get them in on this best-selling book. It uses as sort of the gateway drug to the dozens of other Diary of a Minecraft Minecraft creeper books. Does this make sense? Can you see how you can easily scale this business and go from a single book to a dozen best-selling books and get these kids to buy the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one? That's how easy it is. That's what we're talking about here. Okay, great. So I think we've looked at a bunch of humor books. I think we have some idea of what's selling here. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's look at another category while we're here. Let's look at another popular category. Oh, here's one. I have lots of students publishing to the early learning category. And as the name implies, these books are for the youngest readers, many of which don't actually have any reading skills because they're just, you know, like toddlers sitting on the lap of their mom or dad. Here we go. First 100 words. It doesn't get any easier than this. Look at these. This is just I mean, talk about no story. Talk about easy to write. These are just words like banana and apple and duck and chair and cat with a stock image picture next to it on a colored background. Can you see that? Picture storybooks. Yep, those are two. You can write those as well. Brown bear, brown bear. I remember reading that when I was a kid. And so, you know, the cool thing about this particular category is that because it's for the earliest readers, there is very, very little content, like we were talking about originally, which means that they're almost all image-based, which means that they're super easy to write, okay? Let's look at this one. Let me just open this one up, because I know it's got, it's gonna exemplify, this is a great illustration of exactly what we're talking about here. This is Anna Kang, another self-published author. This particular children's book has been a bestseller since I've been publishing children's books to Amazon. You can see how many more she has here, okay? But in any case, this is what I wanted to show you here. I wanted to show you the first couple pages that they've pulled out of the book here, and they're adding to the product page. This is what exactly what I'm talking about. These are almost all image bases, very little story involved. Here's big thing says a little thing, you are small. Little thing says a big thing, I'm not small, you are big. Big thing says, I'm not big. You see? They are just like me, you are small. So give me some feedback. Can you see that exactly what I'm talking about, that these stories are hardly stories? Some of these books, I would imagine this book has less than 100 words in it, period. It's almost all images, which means that you can publish them as just as easily as you can illustrate them. As fact, yeah, few words, says Yvonne. Yeah, okay, great. Okay, cool. I'm glad that you've seen that, and I hope you've got some ideas popping in your head, right? From this quick little tour. I mean, I could spend hours in here, I wish, but we just don't have time here today. But let me know at this point, just with this quickie research that we did here today, do you now have an idea of maybe a character or a type of book or a genre, or maybe a story that you've already got going in your head? Can you see how easy this is? Do you already have an idea of the type of kids book that you're going to publish here? Dr. Fisher says, this is so much easier than I realized. Exactly, that's what I want to show you in this presentation. And I can do it, Joe can do it, you can do it too. Let's head back over here. So we talked about secret number one, how to come up with a big idea. Now you know it only takes a couple minutes, right? It brings us to secret number two, how to load up your children's book with amazing illustrations that kids and parents are going to love. Yes, even if you are a non-artist like me, and I would imagine most of you are not, you know, fantastic illustrators. Don't worry, you don't need to be, because I'm going to show you how you can get other people to illustrate your books on the cheap. And to do that, I'm going to head back over to Amazon. And I'm going to show you where I go to get all of my children's book illustrations. Again, I'm not an illustrator, but I don't need to be, thank God. I go to a website called Fiverr.com. Anybody familiar with Fiverr.com? I always assume that most people know what it is because I'm over here all the time in my own business. But let me ask, does anyone not know what this website is? Okay, that's totally cool. Fiverr, if you don't know, is an outsourcing site where you can go to find very qualified and talented people to basically do anything in your business that you can't do or that you don't want to do. And this is one of my favorite places to find talent of designers to illustrate my book. And here's what I do. I head up to this little search bar and I type in children's, look at this, okay, it knows my search history. I'm here all the time. Children's book illustrations, and we'll take it, that will take us over to a search results page where we can see, look at this, 7,760 people. These are called gigs, right? Service providers. Over 7,700 people who would are fabulously talented and absolutely love for you to hire them to illustrate your kids' books. Okay. Now, another reason why I love coming to Fiverr for these children's book to find these children's book illustrators is because you can kind of tell at a glance right off the bat if this style is congruent with a type of book or with your audience. Like for younger audiences, this would be this might be a good illustrator for you. Or maybe, you know, maybe the quality isn't that great, or maybe they have, you know, some subpar reviews. It's great because you can see like all that information is here at a glance. And this is another reason why I come to Fiverr as opposed to some other outsourcing sites like Odesk or I think it's called Upwork now, etc. But in any case, you can also see, now look at this as we scroll down. Yeah, some of them are less than cheap. So this starts at $100 per illustration, that particular one. Here's $60, here's another $100, okay? $6,000, oh my gosh, as talented as this illustrator is, please, please, please do not pay $6,000 to have someone illustrate your book, because you don't need to. And I'm going to show you a secret here. Actually, if you click on this little budget drop-down menu, you're going to be able to search for the cheapest illustrators, the cheapest illustration gigs. Let me click apply, and it'll turn back the clock to like 2013 when all these gigs were $5. That's why they call this website Fiverr. So here we are, having searched for just the $5 illustrators. Look, we still have over 2,200 illustrators to choose from, which is not bad, okay? And have a look at the quality. Some of these are really, really good. We're still coming up here with these results. Let's open up a couple of these, okay, that we're seeing. That one looks pretty good. Look at this. This looks pretty interesting, right? So let's have a close look here at let's talk about an animal book. Look at this. Now, how cool would it be to have this this illustrator illustrate your animal book, right? This is like an entire jungle on a single illustration. Not too bad, right? And look at this. This is something that you're going to need to know, right? You're going to need commercial use. Make sure that you find gigs or service providers that are including commercial use. You're going to need them to include them in your Kindle book and publish it. But look at this, and some people charge more than that, right? There's different levels here, but with a $5 gig, you're getting commercial use, you're getting a full body, you're getting a color illustration with a background scene, high resolution, the source file, and 2 figures. You're getting everything here. And have a look at the quality of these. This is really good. Not bad, right? Okay, so give me some feedback. What do you think about this illustration? Would you be, is this good? Or more to the point, is this, well, here, let's do this, right? Are these illustrations, let's go full screen. Are these illustrations just as good, if not better, you give me some feedback, yes or no, than these in this best-selling book that we just checked out? Just as good, worse, better? Better, says Elliot. Yes, okay, so now you know, right? Now you know where to go to find your superstar illustrator who can create an amazing illustration for your children's books on the cheap, for pennies on the dollar, okay? Okay, great. Cool, so let's keep going. I still have so much more to show you. I showed you how to find the illustrations. I showed you how to find the big idea, and that takes us to secret number 3. And this is kind of where the rubber hits the road. I'm about to show you exactly how to publish and launch your children's book quickly and easily and send them straight to the Amazon bestsellers list. Yes, in 48 hours. I'm not making it up. I'm going to show you how in this training. I mean, in this part of the training here. And I want to say this, most of the strategies that I'm about to reveal to you are very basic. Some are a little more advanced, but all them are going to be doable for you when you publish your first children's book. I'm going to show you how, and I'm going to reveal some kind of secret sauce of my own along the way. So let's start out with, I saw a couple of questions roll in thus far in the presentation. Some people wondering, so how do you actually write a book? What's a manuscript look like? Well, that's the easy part. It all comes together in a simple word processing document. If you've got MS Word, that's what I use because I'm on a PC. If you're on a Mac, it's Pages, right? But that's all that you need to put your manuscript together. And let me show you, again, I want to show you as much as I'm telling here. You're actually looking at a manuscript of mine, of one of my own kids' books. Certainly it's a little bit longer than some of those early reader books. My ideal reader is a little bit older than that, but it's really not that much. Having said that, you're looking at chapter 1 here. That's probably a little bit less than 100 words, followed by an illustration. I've got all my illustrations here. Look, I found this. Look at this. I found this illustrator on Fiverr, and they're all black and white images, which means that it's cheaper and easier for them to do it. These are all $5 illustrations that I got, and they kick butt, and they really make this book. But let's get back to the manuscript again. Again, chapter 1, chunk it down, a small amount of text, right? Followed by an illustration. Chapter 2, a little bit longer, maybe 150 words, followed by an illustration. Chapter 3, a little bit longer, maybe 200 words here, but not too bad, right? Followed by an illustration. Can you see how easily the story comes together in a simple Word document? Yeah, look at this. Here's chapter 4. This book about, this is a book series about a family of sort of everyday superheroes, and this one is just focusing on Grandma as the main character, and it's showing how she gets ready to go to war with a horde of zombies that's taking over her neighborhood. Okay, so these are so much fun. And these illustrations, the cool thing about these illustrations, I think I might have put this on the cover of this book itself. The cool thing about these illustrations is that you can pull out the coolest illustration from the interior of the book and slap it on the cover of your book, and you have an instant best-selling kids book cover. Yeah, you can repurpose it. Okay. That's how easy it is. You can see, I'm not gonna take you through the entire manuscript, but now you can see how formulaic, how easily they come together, even for a book for a little bit older, for an early chapter book like this one. Yeah, text, image, text, image. Can you see the pattern there? That's all it takes. And again, it's just in a Word document. Okay, so that's the easy part. Let's get a little bit more advanced. I'm going to show you one of my secret weapons. This is one of my secret sauce here. This particular strategy, I add a free offer to all of my children's books, and it's a great surprise for people when they open up the book to get, it adds a lot of value to my book, it complements my book, and it also allows me to do one thing, link out from the book to a landing page. Basically, I'm saying, hey, thanks for purchasing this book. If you want a free audiobook version that you can listen to while you're reading it at the same time, click on this link, and it takes folks to a live page. It opens up a browser in whatever sort of, whatever reading device, almost any reading device that kids might be using, and it opens up a landing page, also known as an opt-in page or a squeeze page, where folks can actually send me their name and email address in exchange for this free audiobook. And this single strategy, right? From there, they go ahead and enter their contact information, and they're automatically added to my autoresponder. You're looking inside my Aweber account, where I have almost 10,000 of these book buyers of mine who have happily sent me their contact information in exchange for that audiobook, which is delivered automatically. That's why they call it an autoresponder. It's delivered automatically as soon as they send me their email. It ends up right in their inbox. So I don't have to do this. I'm not sending these out all day manually, okay? So here's $1 million question, all right? Again, this is an interactive experience. Put your fingers on the keyboard and answer me this question. What can you do with an email database of book buyers like this? What can you do? Give me one thing. Put on your marketer's hat, yeah? And answer me that question. What's the best thing that you can do? Yeah, Sakina says, sell them your new books. That's exactly what I do. Of course, you can sell them anything. You can sell them merch, right? You can create a t-shirt on Gearbubble or something and simply upload one of the images from your book and sell them a t-shirt for, you know, 19 bucks. I've done that before, but what I like to do is keep this email database fresh for my next book launch. And this is how, with a single email, a single 100-word email, I can sell literally hundreds of books over the weekend. And here's how I do it. I simply write out a short email saying, hey, I just published a new book. As a preferred reader of mine, it's available to you for 99 cents until the end of the weekend, but don't wait, because this is going up to the regular price of $2.99 after Sunday. So with a single short email like that, I can generate hundreds, literally hundreds of book sales in a very short amount of time. And this is how I crank out #1 bestseller after #1 bestsellers, with this single secret sauce strategy. But now you know how to do it too. Is that exciting? What do you think about that idea? Is there any more light bulbs flashing? Yeah, that's available to you. So you don't have to, the moral of the story is you don't have to worry about Amazon sending traffic to your book. You can do it yourself with that very same strategy. Okay, cool. So you've got your book manuscript ready, with or without a free offer. Don't worry, you can add that later. It's time to actually publish your book. And this is the best part, because even if you've never published a book to Kindle before, you can do that. This is one of the easiest parts of this entire process. You can do that in literally 30 minutes time, even if you've never done that before. And you do it at this website called KDP, which is a that Amazon created for all of their Kindle authors. And you head over here, you upload your book, and you type in the name and title and author's name of your book, and that's it. You hit the go button, and by literally within a couple hours, your book can go live and be making your very first sale on the very first day that you publish it. And let me tell you, when that happens, you are going to be so excited. That feels amazing. You're going to be so excited when you make your first kid sale simply by publishing here at KDP. The next step, get 3 to 5 honest reviews. This may make sense, right? If you've ever sold anything on Amazon, certainly if you've ever bought anything on Amazon, you know that reviews count. You know that that this is what people are looking for. I mean, let me turn it around to you. Do you look at reviews to make buying decisions before you purchase something over at Amazon? Absolutely. Whether it's a garlic press or a children's book or a box of diapers or what have you, reviews are important. But the great part is you don't need 100 reviews for your kid's book. All you need is 3 to 5 reviews as soon as you launch your book. And let me tell you the best and easiest ways for you to do that, starting out with what I call the friends and family plan. Answer me this. Can you think of, 5 people in your life that if you picked up the phone and said, hey, I just published my first children's book. I want it. Would you help me send it to the bestsellers list? And send them a link to a 99-cent book on Amazon. Do you think you could find 5 people in your life that would be absolutely thrilled to do that for you? I bet you could. I bet you could find 25 people to do that. That's exactly how easy it is. And this works great if for your first children's book. Yeah, of course, it's diminishing returns. If you have 12 books, it's not as easy. But by then, you can move on to step number 2, previous buyers. This is the strategy that I just showed you with involving, having a free offering and building that email database. You're not going to be able to do it for your first book, but for your second book and your 22nd book, that's going to be a tremendous source of traffic for you. And that's how you launch it to a #1 bestseller as soon as you launch it. And the last way that I recommend for you to get just these 3 to 5 reviews as soon as you launch your kid's book is in a Kindle publishing group. What's a Kindle publishing group? Well, I showed you one at the beginning of this presentation, my Apex Authors group. This is one of the reasons why I started this group, because I have thousands of kids books authors in here who, with a single email, just like this is posted by Carol, one of my star students. She said, hey, I just published this book. Would you be so kind as to click on this link and download it for free or buy it for 99 cents and just leave me an honest review? Thank you so much. I'd be happy to do that with your book as well. I call that a book swap. This is exactly what you can do is part of a Kindle publishing group like this one, like my private Apex authors group. And honestly, that's kind of it. You know, I know we covered a bit in this presentation, but you know what? It's you can do this all in the next 7 days. You can research, write, and publish and promote. That's all that you need to do to publish your first children's book. And if your children's book is a hit, just like mine was when I published it with my son Joe, just like hundreds of my students have been able to do as well, congratulations. It's time to scale your business up. It's time to start publishing sequels so that you can generate multiple streams, again, multiple streams of passive income from the very same book. Make sense? Are you excited? Okay, great. All right, so let's quickly review here. I know we've covered a lot in a short amount of time, but you now know the 3 secrets. This is all that you need to do. Secret number 1, how to come up with that best-selling book idea in the first place. Secret number 2, how to load up your kids' books with amazing illustrations. And secret number 3, how to publish and launch your children's book quickly and easily and send it straight to the Amazon bestsellers list. You now know how to do that. Answer me this question, however, if you'd be so kind, and please give me your feedback. Anybody feel like this? Anybody feel like, holy cow, TMIJ, I was, I know we covered a bit in less than an hour, but honestly, you know, I get it, right? But it's not so much. We've only been on this for 50 minutes possibly, or maybe, right, instead of feeling like drinking out of a fire hose, maybe you're starting to feel like this cutie, right? Maybe you're starting to get a little bit excited and thinking about this isn't so hard to do, even if you've never considered this model before. Anybody starting to feel like this little cutie here, like like I do? Yeah, I'm excited, of course. Every time I present this information, it makes my day, right? I get excited, and of course, yeah, certainly I'm enjoying success with the system that I just showed you and earning massive passive royalties with this very same system, as much as $45,000, believe it or not, in a single month. But you know what? It's not just me, because so are my students that I've shown this very same system to. These are students that I have mentored. Students like Anna, who's currently, she published her first book and it shot to #1 in 2 different Kindle bestsellers lists. She said, I published my book at Christmas time and it's earned $213.25 in only 5 weeks. Now, I don't know if you consider that to be a lot of money or a little bit of money, but I encourage you again to think of each one of these books as little mini businesses. And so what if you're publishing not just one children's book and generating a couple $100 per month? What if you had 5 of those? What if you had 10 of those? What if you had 25 of those? This is what I'm talking about, and this is how you go pro as a children's book publisher, if that's something that you want to do. Here's another student of mine. Her name's Callie, and she said, I've always dreamed of writing children's books. Today, I'm generating between $5,000 and $6,000 per month with my children's book sales, and I'm thrilled to be able to do something that I love. So again, here's the $1 million question. What do all these successful and profitable kids book authors have in common? Can you guess? Yeah, this is the way, it's how you learn anything. You find a simple and duplicatable system that's proven to work that they could follow, and they took action. Underline, took action. Anyone here ready to take action? Yeah, action changes things. You may have noticed in your life that, you know, the very best things, the things that you want and covet and desire in your life, those things require action. Well, this is certainly no exception. So here's my question for you. Can you put the pieces together yourself just based upon the information that we covered here today? Maybe yes, maybe no. Just do it, says Linda. Yeah, well, listen, I have actually been teaching online workshops like this since 2010. And as a result, I've gotten, I can kind of read your mind, having done this by almost, 10 plus years at this point in time. And here's what I know. Here's what I know about you. Unfortunately, even if we had 6 hours or 60 hours together instead of just the 60 minutes time that we've been able to spend together, it's going to be hard, if not impossible, for you to create lasting change moving forward with your own children's book business, and for me to give you everything that you're going to need in order to succeed. Yeah, we've covered a lot here today, but honestly, I could keep talking for 37 hours from now. So let me ask you a question, and you let me know if you think this would make a difference for you. If you could plug into a proven system that literally thousands of other people have already had success with, and have a mentor that you trust to be there and help you at every step along the way, do you think that you'd be able to simply follow instructions and model what's already working, just like I've shown you here today, in order to create a successful result like that yourself? Give me a yes or no. Yeah, and please give me some feedback. Are you ready? Are you ready for the next step? Do I have your permission to show you the next step? I think that's important to ask before just barging right in. Okay, well, thanks, Linda, Mark, Phyllis, Mary, Dr. Fisher, Fred, fantastic. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce you to what I consider to be kind of my baby. I have created literally dozens of online programs, but this is my favorite, and this has more successful students than anything else I have ever created in my teaching days online. And here's what you're going to find inside Children's Book Formula. It's everything, all the training, all the systems, yes, even software that you're going to need to quickly and easily publish your first #1 bestseller, including the core training system, which is comprised of, at this point in time, over 3 or 4 dozen over-the-shoulder videos, everything you need to know and nothing that you don't. And I want to let you know that if you are a text-based learner, a visual learner like I am, I have converted all these videos. If you don't want to sit down and watch all the videos, I've created PDF versions of all of this so that you can simply print them up if you wanted to and keep them on your desk if that's how you choose to learn. That's how I choose to learn. That's why I did it for myself and my students. Again, this is everything you're going to need all to research and write and illustrate and publish and launch your first best-selling children's book and generate recurring sales month after month, year after year. The value of the core training system, I've actually paid, in some cases, $3,000 for comparable Kindle publishing courses. Yes, I buy all of them as soon as they come out, just so that I can kind of know that certainly keep myself appraised, but know that that my program is still the very best of its kind. So that being the case, I think if I price this, just the core training itself, at $997, you've seen the results that my students have been able to create with it. I hope that you would see that would be an extreme value in and of itself. But listen, I am just getting started. I have so much more to give you, including that idea wizard. Yes, this is 8 years of research of the best-selling characters and themes and genres and concepts, so that you're going to be able to sort of mix and match and do that mashup method like I showed you with these secret ingredients and create something cool and unique that you're going to be able to publish and call your own and be proud as a children's book author based upon what's already selling. I've already done the research for you. The value of the Children's Book Idea Wizard is $300. You're also going to be getting quick start book templates. Now, this is kind of special here. I use templates for all of my children's books for one reason: to stay organized, because I've learned, and certainly my students have, that once you get to the end of a project of putting a children's book together, it doesn't take so long, but at the end, you've got files everywhere. You've got a manuscript, you've got images, you've got all this research, etc. This is how you stay organized, and it's literally copy, cut, and paste simple for you to put your children's book together, get organized, and get them quickly to market over and over and over again. The value of those quick start book templates are $199. You're also getting a piece of software that I have been, I created the first version of this, I think almost 5 years ago. It's now 100% web-based. So it means that, whether you're on a Mac or a PC, you can use this quickly and easily. And this takes care of basically the only technical part of publishing your kid's book or any type of Kindle book, which is formatting your book. I remember the first time I tried to do this myself. It was it took me over a week to figure out how to format my first Kindle book, because I don't want to get too into the weeds here, but you basically have to save it as an unfiltered HTML document, convert it to a .mobi file, and upload it to Kindle from there. I couldn't figure it out, so I created this software after I spent over a week trying to figure it out the first time, and this literally makes it push button simple and and saves you so much time. Within 30 seconds time, you're going to upload your manuscript and have a beautifully formatted Kindle ebook that you can upload right to Amazon. The Book Rocket formatting software, I've actually spent over $7,000 in development costs at this point in time. I've never sold it as a standalone, but if I did, I'd feel really good about charging $225 because of all the time and money it's going to save you. And last but not least, this may be the most valuable component of this entire system, my #1 bestseller case study. This is a case study of an actual best-selling book of my own that I published. And I'm going to show you how to do it. And it's going to show you step by step how I came up with the idea for the kids book, how I found my illustrator, how I wrote the book in literally 4 or 5 days, yeah? How I published it and promoted it and sent it straight to #1 bestseller, just like I've shown you here today, so that you can simply, again, model what I'm doing in order to create a similar result. The value of the #1 bestseller case study is $499. The total value of this entire system is $2,220. And if you were wondering, yes, this isn't just stuff that I sort of threw over the fence for my students. I'm in it and I'm using this stuff too. These are the very same systems and templates and software that I use in my own kids book publishing business every single day in order to create royalties just like this. But listen, I wanted to go the extra mile. I wanted to, because you are a subscriber, a subscriber of Ty's, I wanted to give you every advantage in the world to succeed with this system. And that's why, in addition to everything I just showed you, you're also going to be getting another $3,191 worth of bonus tools and training and resources to help you get off to the very fastest start possible with this system. So you may be wondering, holy cow, Jay, you just kind of backed up the truck. What else could I possibly need in order to succeed? Great question. I know what you need because I've been there myself. We talked about book reviews. You know how important book reviews are if you're publishing anything to Amazon, okay? And that's why everyone who's jumping in here today is going to get admission to my private Apex Authors Facebook group. We have literally almost 4,000 members in here, and this is going to be an incredible resource for you to connect with other kids book authors. Reach me and my team. We're in here all the time. If you get stuck, you can log in here, ask a question, get it answered very quickly, and also get reviews with that very same method that I show you, and launch your book with a bang. The Apex Authors Facebook group bonus is valued at $297. So what else might make a difference for you? What else might you need? Well, how about some personal help from me? You think that might make a difference for you, to have a mentor to help you along the way? I think so. I didn't have that when I started. I wish I did, but you're gonna have it. You're gonna have it for everyone who's jumping in here today, become a new Apex Author, I should say children's book member. You're gonna get 8 weeks of live group coaching with me and my team. And this is going to make a huge difference for you, because again, if you get stuck, if something's not quite making sense, don't get frustrated. Log into this live training, ask your question in real time, and get it answered by me and my team. The 8 weeks of group coaching, I actually charge $1,000 an hour. At this point in time, I've been doing this for a while for a one-on-one coaching session. And so I think if we called it, $200 per 90-minute session and valued this bonus at $1,600, I hope you could see that would be an extreme value. So what else might help you along the way with this process? How about a real plan to actually scale your book profits and go from, as we said, a hobbyist children's book publisher to a full-time quit your day job children's book publisher, if that's something that you want to do. As I told you, I started from ground zero. I took my lumps and I figured out, I know where all the potholes are. I know exactly where you're going to stumble. And I am here to tell you exactly how to avoid that and save time and make money even faster. You're going to get my GoPro children's book training. It's going to allow you to grow your kids' book into a full-time income. It's a little bit advanced. You may not need it when you first join, but boy, it's going to be a lifesaver for you when you're ready to scale your business. The value of the GoPro children's book training is $500. What else could you possibly need? Good question. How about guaranteed book buyers? Think that might make a difference? Knowing that you've got guaranteed book buyers as soon as you launch your book, I know it will. And that's why I wanted to give you, this is actually a standalone course of mine that I am rolling into your membership here today. I sell for $200 every day. It's called Azon List Explosion. And this is going to show you exactly how, step by step, how to create that huge group of raving fans that I showed you. That strategy, showing you how to come up with a free offer. Maybe you haven't, maybe you don't even know how to put a landing page together. Maybe you've never used an autoresponder. Don't worry, I've taken care of all of that, and that's going to be off the table for you with this particular bonus. My Azon List Explosion course, a standalone course. The value is $197. And last but not least, what's the last thing that you're going to need to succeed and profit from this strategy? How about doubling your royalties? We've talked about this strategy. Certainly you can publish your kids' books as Kindle ebooks, right? But you can also take the very same kids book and publish it as a print in the print version, publish it as a paperback book. And here's a secret that not many people know. This is another reason why I love the children's book marketplace. I sell more paperback books of my kids' books and I do the ebook version, in some cases 5, 6, 7 times more than the ebooks version. And so if you've never done that before, right, the good news is you can do it in 30 minutes time, and I'm going to show you how with bonus number 5. It's another standalone course of mine that I've sold for $497, and I have clients that I have hundreds of clients that have actually purchased it at that price, but you're getting it here with my compliments as Ty subscriber because you're on this training. My Paperbacks Made Easy course is going to allow you to double your royalties in literally 30 minutes. As I said, I sell every day for $7. You're getting it here today on this training as an exclusive bonus. The total bonus value, $3,191. Anyone getting excited? Anyone ready to get started? I was looking for I'm a big Simpsons fan. I thought Homie was a good example of someone who is perpetually excited. So let's quickly review. I know we covered a lot here because you're getting a lot. This is everything you're getting here today. Everyone who's jumping in, you're getting the core training, you're getting the Idea Wizard, you're getting the book templates, you're getting the formatting software, the #1 bestseller case study, and all of these bonuses. The Apex Authors Facebook group, 8 weeks of group coaching, my GoPro kids book training, and 2 standalone courses, my Azon List Explosion and Paperbacks Made Easy course. The total value of everything you're getting here is $5,311. By now, I know you can see the value here, but let's just put this, you've seen my results, you've seen the results of my students, but let's just put this in perspective here. I got this question from a student not too long ago. She was kind of a cynical person, I guess you could say, but she asked me this question. She said, Jay, what if everything goes wrong? What if I publish my first kids book and it doesn't shoot the #1 bestseller? Am I out of luck? What do I do, right? What's the worst that could happen? And so I took that question very seriously. And here's what I did. I went looking for my worst selling children's book to give her sort of a worst case scenario. And I found it here inside of my, this is actually just the paperback version, not even including Kindle. This is just the paperback sales. My worst selling book over a 12-month period of time still sold 131 paperback copies. It generated $219 in passive royalties in the US market, and it generated over 53 pounds in the Great Britain market. That's right, by publishing. Remember talking about multiple streams of passive income. By publishing your book to the US market, to Amazon.com, you have the ability to reach, at this point, almost 24 countries all over the world with that same book, simply by checking a little box. And so, yes, US dollar royalties, there's British pounds, here's euro, $6.63, about $300, yeah, with a conversion rate. So I hope that you can see that you're not doing too bad. I still have, my worst selling book is still cranking out $300 in passive income year after year just from a single book. My worst selling book. Listen, let's get down to brass tacks here. I can see lots of people saying, hey, how can I get in here? But let me ask you a question. If all that this did was to help you publish a single best-selling children's book, if all this did was help you generate multiple streams of passive Amazon royalties for years to come, I know lots of people don't have a single source of passive income. This could change everything for you in that regard. If all this did was help you maybe fulfill a lifetime dream of becoming a children's book author, I have lots of students who come to me and they're like, holy cow, I've always wanted to do this. I've never known how. If any of those things are true for you, would it be worthwhile for you to jump in here today, to take action here today? You remember Callie, right? Yeah, one of my star students, Callie, of course, making $5,000–6,000 per month in profits per month, passive sales with her kids' books. This is something that blew my mind a little bit. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised, but not too long ago, I opened up my Gmail inbox, and what do I find? It was an email from Amazon. They have a thing that they send out to all KDP authors, all Kindle authors, called the KDP newsletter. And I opened it up, and what did I find? I scrolled down, and Amazon had actually interviewed Callie, one of my star students, who had never done this before, because she was one of the best-selling children's book authors, period. It was a full article talking about her life and her history and how she got started, why she wanted to do this. As I mentioned, Callie had never done this before. She was brand new before she became my student, and now she's one of the best-selling authors, period, on the Amazon Kindle marketplace. But it's not just Callie. Here's some, let's have a look at a couple other students of mine. Here's Antoine, who he said became a student in January, published his first book by January 21st, right? So maybe 3 weeks time, made a little bit over $400 in his first 7 days in Amazon profit, #1 bestseller. Again, what if you had not just one book like Antoine? What if you had 5 books, 10 books, 25 books? That's when it really starts to add up and get exciting. Here's Brad. Oh my gosh. Oh man, this was so cool. Brad published his first book. He'd never done it again. Again, a brand new student, never published before. He said, I'm #1 bestseller in 3 children's book categories and have 116 reviews in just 30 days after I published my book. He says, this system works. This is another student of mine. Oh my gosh, this was a crazy, crazy story. Jeff published his first book. He said within a week and a half of publishing, I had over 126 reviews from people, including an endorsement from the late great Stan Lee, right, Mr. Marvel Comics. And he said, oh, and I had a literary agent chase me down to represent his kids' books as well. I showed you these ladies before at the beginning of the presentation. They're from Australia, and they said 40 books. This is what massive action looks like, okay? 40 books. We published 40 books on Amazon and are making up to $10,000 per month. You taught us how to do that. It doesn't require 40 books, but certainly you can scale up, you can scale this business to the moon. But what if you just had 4 books, right? What if you just had 10% of that per month? That wouldn't be too bad, right? Here's another one. Oh my gosh, this is a student that I know as Billy D. Again, massive action. This is what it looks like. In our first 60 days, we published close to 30 books, and we've got almost 30 in development. One book made $3,000 in a single month. He said, yeehaw, thank you for your good work. Another student of mine, David, he actually dropped this into my Apex Authors Facebook group, and it just, I just made my day. He said, I'm closing in on my first $250,000 in Amazon royalties. I caught up with David. He dropped this into the Facebook group. I think it's in 2017. I caught up with David the other day, and I said, how you doing, David? He said, I just passed the $800,000 royalty mark, $800,000 in pure profits with his Kindle ebooks. Okay, so just to give you some idea of where you can go in a short amount of time, he just got started in 2015, just to let you know. Esperanza says, I'm shaking. Yeah. So here again, here's the $1 million question. How would you like to be my next star student? How would you like to take action right now and get started creating your own multiple streams of passive income and have fun doing it with this remarkable business model? Okay, great. Well, this is how they did it. This is how all the students did it. The very same program that you're going to have access to here on this training, if you can hear my voice. So who's ready to take the next step? Give me some feedback, yes or no. Anybody next? Okay, thanks. I can see the screen scrolling. Great. Let's talk about enrollment here. Again, by now you can see that this, just based upon the results that myself and my students have created here, you can see this would be a huge value if I price the system at $1,997. I paid more than that for some Kindle publishing courses. No, no way, not today. Not as a subscriber of Ties. $997, that would be a bargain. And in fact, this is the regular price of this program. But no, not for you, because you are a friend of Ties, and because I've been a friend of Ties for almost 10 years now. I'm going to give you a huge webinar only special discount right now, but you need to take action. Again, here's everything you're getting here today, and you're also getting a $500 discount because you're still on this training. It looks like almost 80 minutes after we got started. I want to reward you. You're getting a $500 discount off the regular price here, and all those bonuses that I just showed you for one low payment, okay? For one low investment. Go ahead and click on that link in the questions box to secure your spot, because we will be logging off here soon. I just want to, again, 100% transparency. We're going to be logging off here soon. And I want you to have this discount. I understand as the course creator, it's weird for me to say, I don't want you to pay full price. Well, I've been friends, as I say, with Ty forever. I want you to have this discount, but you have to take the next step, and you got to do it now before we log off. Click on that link in the questions box, or go to childrensbookformula.com/Ty, T-Y, okay? And if this makes a difference for you, I know it does for lots of people. I wanna let you know that there's no risk for you. If you get in here today and you log into the members area, you kick the tires, you start going through the training, and if for any reason at all or no reason this isn't for you, no worries. Within the next 30 days, just send a message to Erin over at my help desk and say, hey, can I have a refund? And she will gladly and quickly send you a full refund, no questions asked. So I hope that you can see that, in fact, I'm taking all the risk here. You have zero risk involved with enrolling here today, with investing here today, okay? So I just want to let you know that, in fact, that's the case, but you have to take action now. If you want to secure the special $500 discount, go to childrensbookformula.com/Ty, or click on that link in the questions box, and please give me some feedback. Let me know that questions box, that link is working for you. It should take you to a page like this. Please give me some feedback. Click on that link in the questions box and just let me know that link is working for you. I can see a couple of people saying that it's not, link is not working. Okay, great. Dr. Fisher says, do you accept PayPal credit? That may be available to you. It's not available to everybody. It's kind of like applying for a credit card. But if you want to see if it's available, just click on this PayPal button and see if in fact that's going to be available to you. Okay, great. All right, so listen, as promised, I want to make good on all my promises here today and then some. I'm going to be revealing my #1 Kindle children's book niche to you on this training, okay? But before I do, I just want to kind of sweeten the deal and make this a complete no-brainer and add even more value than what I have offered already with all my bonuses, with my over $3,000 worth of bonuses. For the first 25 people that are jumping in here today, and I can see that these are going fast. I just checked my shopping cart for the first 25 people, and we may hit this actually on this webinar. For the first 25 people that are enrolling here today, you're going to get an exclusive bonus case study training of mine that I call, for the lack of a better name, how I sold 936 children's books in 48 hours time. And yes, don't worry, this has nothing to do, you won't need an email list like I showed you on my secret sauce method. These are, and this is not a free ebook promotion. These are 100% paid books, full price books, 936 children's books sold in literally over a weekend in 48 hours. So I'm going to show you how for the first 25 people enrolling here today and securing your spot, you are going to get this secret bonus that I know is going to help you get off to the fastest start possible. You're going to be able to use this for your very first Kindle book as well, just like I did and like so many of my students have done. But you have to hurry. This is just for the first 25 people. And if you were wondering, what does it look like to sell almost 1,000 children's books in that short period of time? Well, you're looking right now at a screenshot that I took right in the middle of the secret sauce strategy. And I was number 2 on that Big Dog kids book bestsellers list. I was beating Harry Potter. I was outranking Hunger Games. I was outselling Wimpy Kid. And you can do this as well. I actually almost got into that top 100 Big Dog Kindle list. I got to 158, and then I think I went to bed. Who knows? Maybe I broke into the top 100 when I was sleeping. But in any case, yeah, this is what it looks like. See this huge spike here? This is what it looks like when you sell. This is how you get the sales velocity. $769, I think it was the first day that I used this strategy. This is a snapshot taken from my KDP account, where you can get cool reporting and graph sales reporting like this. This is what it looks like. This is what's available to you for the first 25 people. But you have to take action now, because I can almost guarantee, I'm looking at the new members. Congratulations, everybody that are jumping in here. We will most likely, just so that you know, we will most likely hit this first 25 bonus. We could possibly be out by the time we conclude this training in a couple minutes here. So please, time is of the essence. If you want that first 25 bonus, you must take action now. Click on that link in the questions box, or go to childrensbookformula.com/Ty and lock it in. Get those $3,000 bonus package, get that $500 discount, and for the first 25 people, get this secret sauce bonus that's going to give you a huge advantage when you launch your first children's book. Okay, anyone want to hear my #1 best-selling, most profitable children's book niche? I told you I was going to do this. I know that we've got, okay, cool. I'm always surprised, honestly, before I tell you what it is, I'm always surprised that more people aren't publishing to this niche, because it is so darn lucrative, and which is good. I mean, that's less competition for you and me. It's called the reluctant reader niche. And if you never heard that before, and honestly, I had never heard of it before until after my first couple books, and I went to a publishing conference and I met someone else who's publishing to this niche, and he's like, yeah, it's called the reluctant reader niche, Jay. I didn't know, but in any case, that's what it's called. If you know Diary of a Wimpy Kid, if you're familiar with books like Captain Underpants, right, Dave Pilkey, then you know exactly the types of books that these are. A little bit more information. The primary demographic, the ideal reader, is boys 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, okay? And these are kids that basically can't or that won't read books. Maybe they have a learning disability, maybe they hate being in school, maybe they don't like their 3rd grade teacher, who knows, right? But they absolutely love these funny and kind of gross out and certainly humorous and amazingly illustrated books. This is what I'm publishing to, and these are my readers. A little bit more information about the reluctant reader niche and what makes it so exciting for me is that this is the age when kids start reading for pleasure. They start doing it on their own, and they start looking and thinking, it's like, holy cow, you know, maybe I'll read a book instead of watching TV or instead of playing a video game. That light bulb goes on over their heads, and then they become readers for life. And I like to feel like I'm helping them do that by publishing to this particular niche, because these books are so much fun. And I get emails from these kids all the time. I also get emails, and this was a surprise of a lifetime for me. This was like, talk about a cherry on top of everything. I get emails not just from these kids, but I get emails from teachers and parents and grandparents and reading specialists and speech therapists, etc., basically saying you've made a huge difference for these kids because they don't like to read, but they're learning how to read from your books. Here's one such email. Look at this. This was from Michelle. It says, I love your book. I'm a special education teacher. This is just what I'm talking about. And I just read and listened to it with one of my fourth grade boys. I love it. This is Judy, who said, oh, man, this broke my heart when I saw this because I grew up about 1,000 miles away from my grandparents. She said, I'm a grandma, I'm 72. My grandson and I laugh so much when reading your books and funny stuff. I can't wait to read him this new book when I pick him up on Wednesday. And it made me think of my own childhood. I got to see my grandparents once or maybe twice a year. And so imagine, the grandchild gets off the plane and the first thing he wants to do is sit down with his grandma or grandpa and read your book. Here's another one. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. This is a woman that I know only as Z. And she said, first of all, Blankety Blank is my new favorite book. I read it with an 8-year-old boy and was blown away. I've never read a better book about bullying. Well played. Another cool thing about this particular niche is like you can inject a little message, small m message, if you're not overbearing, if you don't beat the kids over the head with this big message, you can inject a little message. And this particular book had a message about bullying, or in this case, anti-bullying. In any case, Z continues, she says, the reason I bring my love to your attention is I run Fancy Pants Theater. We were recently given May 29th at the Kalamazoo Valley Children's Museum to do any play that I wanted. And she wanted to adapt one of my books for the stage. And she actually sent me a script. She wrote this 15-page script adapting one of my children's books to the stage so that her children's theater company could perform it. And she was asking my permission. I was like, oh my gosh, Z, I just want to see a video. Of course I said yes, but I'm telling you, this is so much fun. And getting these emails like this, right, from these kids. Lisa, that was awesome. Morgan says, ha, ha, ha. Yassine says, thanks for your wonderful books. Cameron says, you're crazy. I may be crazy, right? But, do you want to be crazy too? If so, now is the time to take action. But here's the moral of my story here. If you want to receive fan mail like that, you have to use that email strategy. You have to use that free offer strategy, because all those screenshots that I showed you were replies to that email that my autoresponder sent out after they signed up for my audiobook, that free offer, and they simply replied to it and said, I love these books. The only way that you're going to be able to do that is with that bonus, with that A's on List Explosion bonus. That's why I thought it was so important to get that to you as a bonus for everyone who's jumping in here today. Okay, but you have to take action, and you got to do it now, gang. Now is the time. Again, we are approaching the last chance for this. We're fast approaching the end of this presentation. And so, if you're still sitting on the fence, again, what are you waiting for? I'm taking all the risk in this situation with that 30-day guarantee. The only thing that you need to do is take action now. If you're ready to jump in with both feet on this fun and exciting business, and join me and my students on the next live training. It's gonna be next Wednesday, okay? Now's the time to take action. Before we log off, go ahead and click on that link in the questions box, or go to childrensbookformula.com/Ty and lock it all in with $500 off. That's right, because you're on this training. If you can hear my voice right now, you are getting that $500 discount. But I have to tell you, again, 100% transparency, this will not last forever, okay? If you're ready to jump in and start creating these multiple streams of passive income with this exciting and lucrative and fun business model, you have to take action now before we log off. And if you want to get that $500 discount, you got to do it now. Click on that link or go to childrensbookformula.com/Ty. Dr. Fisher says, this is an amazing opportunity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can't wait to begin the journey. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you. If you got a question for me, again, we're going to be logging off in just a couple of minutes, but if you have a question for me, please let me know. Type it into the questions box before we log off. I want to get you all the information that you need in order to make a smart decision here today about, whether this is a good fit for you or not. But you have to let me know how I can help you. Again, we're going to be on here for the next couple of minutes, but we're going to be logging off here soon. So let me know, okay? Lee says, great question, Lee. Says, do you give the illustrators credit in your published book? No, I don't. That's not required, certainly. I have some students that, team up with a friend or a family member who's an illustrator. And in that case, they may feel like they want to give the illustrator credit, but just for, with that Fiverr outsourcing strategy, you own these illustrations 100%, and you can use them in any way that you want. And you are absolutely not required to credit the illustrator that you hired for your kids' book, because it's just a work for hire job. Okay. Lee says, thank you very much. I have to start my day now. Excited to get started. Cheers, Lee. Right on. I am so excited for you. I can't wait to see you on next week's live coaching session. Any other questions, go ahead and type them into the questions box. We are, as I say, we're going to be logging off here really soon. So if you want that $500 discount, now is the time to take action. Click on that link, go to childrensbookformula.com/Ty and get inside now before we log off and before this special discount disappears and expires. And if you have a question, now's the time before we log off. Mary says, I want to have an ABC book for photographs. Is it possible for me to produce a board book version as well as a Kindle version? Yeah, actually, we have a bonus training that we just added to the Children's Book Forum, the members area. I haven't even added it to these slides, and then we have so much. Honestly, we have so much more surprises for you, unannounced bonuses inside the members area. This is one of them. It's a complete board book training showing you how to create not just the Kindle ebook version, but a paperback version and also a board book version if that's something that you want to do. And certainly an ABC book is a great kind of book to create a board book for. And we're going to show you exactly how to do that, Mary, okay? Okay, great. Mary says, yay. Alice says, I have a question. I'm just moving money from one account to another, one bank to another. It may take a few minutes. I want to enroll here today. Yeah, you can get it done. We've time coded you, Alice. Everyone who's jumping in here today, maybe you're in the process of placing your order, of enrolling right now. We've got everyone time coded, and so certainly we're keeping track of that first 25 bonus. I just got word from my team that there are 7 of those left, okay? And everyone who's on this call here today, because you're a subscriber of Ty's, I'm gonna get the attendee report and make sure that everyone who's here is that you're time coded, and we know who to deliver that bonus to and all these bonuses, and certainly you're gonna be eligible for that discount too. Edwin says, no, we haven't reached 25, but I can almost guarantee that we will by the time we log off in just a couple minutes. So don't wait, Edwin. Go ahead and click on that link. Go to childrensbookformula.com/Ty and get inside. Get your foot in the door. Get that $500 discount and get that first 25 bonus, because I know that's going to help you get off to that's going to give you a huge advantage with this business model. Lisa says, I'd like to know what book title did so well. You know what? I think Lisa's asking me to actually name the title of my own book. I used to tell people, I don't do that anymore, and here's why. I used to actually make that. I used to actually tell people the specific books that I was publishing. Now it's just students, because I did that on a training like this, and somebody actually trolled my book, and they got some of their friends to leave a bunch of 1-star reviews with really bad comments, and I still can't understand why someone does that, but that's why I don't put my books out there. But all of my students know exactly not just the types of books, but the specific name of my best-selling kids books. In fact, that's going to show up in that bestseller case study, okay? Lisa says, that's such a shame with the trolling. Yeah, I don't know why they did that, but I don't know. Maybe people see someone successful and they just want to tear them down, or I don't know why they did it, but in any case, that's why I don't do it. But certainly all of my students know my best-selling books. They know my pen name that I publish under. They know the specific book titles, and so that they can go there and model, again, exactly what I'm doing for their own books. And lots of students have done exactly that. Speaking of pen names, Linda says, are pen names a good idea for writing in different kids' book genres? That's a super smart question, Linda, and astute of you to mention. We haven't really talked about pen names, but yes, I use a pen name for all of my books, and I recommend, even if you're publishing to different niches or for different age groups, right? Maybe you're publishing an early reader book for, 3-year-old kids that are just learning how to their ABCs, and you're also publishing to, the reluctant reader niche, and maybe some of the gross out humor is not appropriate for 3-year-old books. I recommend, even if you're publishing to different genres within the children's book marketplace, that you do use different pen names for different age groups and different book series that you're publishing. Does that make sense? That's a super smart question, Linda. I'm glad that you asked that. Lisa says, thanks so much for your training. You know what? This makes my week every time I do this, and it's my pleasure to do this for Ty, because we've been friends so long, and because I've learned so much from Ty himself towards my own Kindle publishing career, and we have this mutual admiration society going on, and so I am super happy to present this information to you, and maybe bring on a couple members, a couple brand new Children's Book Formula members, if this is a good fit, if you're ready to take the next step, if you're ready to take action. Maybe you've been publishing to Kindle before and you just haven't found your niche. Maybe this is it. Maybe it just found you. If that's the case, you have to take action now before we log off. Again, I'm going to hang out for the next couple minutes and answer any remaining questions that we may run into here today. But if you know that this is for you, you've just been waiting for me to say, this is your last chance. We're kind of there, okay? So don't wait another minute. I want you to get this $500 discount, but it will be disappearing soon. Don't wait. Click on that link in the questions box or go to childrensbookformula.com/Ty. Type that into your browser in order to access this special discount, my huge $3,000 bonus package, my first 25 special bonus. Yes, there are a couple more of those left, and everything else. I am so excited. I am so excited to see all these people jumping in, but I got to tell you, we're going to be logging off here soon, and this will be disappearing shortly afterwards. So if you're ready to take the plunge, I urge you, if you're just sitting on the fence there, and I can see we still have dozens and dozens and dozens of people on this training. I can see how many folks have jumped in. Congratulations. Maybe you're just hanging out for, the last little nugget of information that I'm dispensing here at the end of this training, or maybe you're still sitting on the fence. And if you're sitting on the fence, again, there's zero risk to you. I am taking all the risk here. All that you need to do is take action, but you got to do it now before we log in if you want that $500 discount. Click on that link, childrensbookformula.com/Ty, and get inside, secure your spot in that first 25 bonus. There are a couple more of those left, but they will probably be gone by the time we are done with this training, okay? Great. Any other questions out there? Any other questions? Let me know. Otherwise, we're going to be closing out this webinar, and this will be disappearing. So I don't want you to get left behind. If you're ready to get going, type I'm in. In fact, everyone who's jumped in here today, again, so we can time code you and make sure that we get that first 25 bonus to you. If you jumped in here, just type I'm in into the questions box so that I can kind of welcome you by name, and it's kind of a twofer, and we can make sure that you're going to be eligible for those bonuses too. Congratulations, everybody. I can see the names rolling in here. I'm so excited for you. I'm excited to meet you in the Facebook group. I'm excited to connect with you on the next coaching session, which is going to be next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. If you can't make it, don't worry, okay? We record all of them, and we're going to be sending you that replay for you to review at your own leisure moving forward. So congratulations to everybody. Chana. Edwin says, I'm in. Dr. Fisher, so many folks. Blaine, we've got a, can you help Lindley out here? I've got Blaine on my team. You'll also meet him in the Facebook group. He's on all the live trainings. Jason says I'm in. Congratulations, everybody. Yeah, I think we've answered all the questions here. I think I'm going to wrap it up now. This is absolutely your last chance. Don't wait. If you're still on this training, and I can see how many people are still on this training, now's the time. Congratulations. Agnes says I'm in. Go ahead. Last chance, everyone. Click that link in the questions box, or go to childrensbookformula.com/Ty, lock in this $500 special discount. And that, yes, we still have one or two. I think we have 2 more of those first 25 bonuses. I don't want you to miss out. Click on that link, get inside. For everyone else, and certainly for all new Children's Book members, congratulations. I can't wait to help you, speed you on your way in this journey, and with this amazingly fun business model that you've probably never even heard of before, but you probably won't get out of your mind soon here this week if you're anything like me. Okay, everybody, I'm signing off now. Last chance. Take care, everyone. You bet, Lee. And Ty, I know you had to log off here. Thank you so much for inviting me on this training. It's a thrill of a lifetime to present to your folks. I love it each and every time that that you give me permission to do so. And again, congratulations to all new Children's Book members. I can't wait to see your first children's book and your 21st children's book, and help you generate the sales and income that you want and deserve with this super fun business model. Congratulations, everybody. Jay Boyer logging off. Take care. Have a fantastic week, and I'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye-bye.